Isaac Doederlein, one of the most tactical fighters on the circuit today. It's a very cerebral approach. Sometimes that's got the better of him, though. He's overthought things, and he's admitted such in some interviews we've done. Marcus Phelan, meanwhile, is a bit of a berserker. Really, really aggressive. He's definitely chasing the back. That's his destination. So this is going to be a fun one here.
Yeah, one of the things that interests me is when Isaac, when he does best, is when he kind of matches that pace that you're talking about that Marcus has, right? So if he does match Marcus's pace, or they have the same kind of pace, wow, big Toriano attempt here. If he does match that pace, I think that's when we're going to see him do his best work. So should be a firecracker match.
Yeah, strong start from Marcus Sabre. Isaac able to settle into a little safer position. But you got to think that's exactly the kind of opening that Marcus Phelan was hoping to have here.
Absolutely, and I think Isaac's going to fire back with the same energy. And like I said, this is when Isaac does his best work, so we're going to see a great match here. Nice little double lasso and a little bit of an exchange. So still 0-0 here with 1 minute down. Still have plenty of time to get going. The black belt matches, as you guys know, are all 10 minutes. So sometimes the first minute or so, a little bit of a feeling out period. Interesting to note, too, with a passer like Marcus, with big side-to-side movement, big Toriano, heavy hip pressure, we see oftentimes a lasso as a counter to kind of slow down that pace, slow down that energy.
Yeah, the lasso really is one of the most debilitating guards that gets stuck in as a top player. You see Marcus showing off a strong base here, not overcommitting anyway, doesn't want to get tipped over. But Isaac is certainly much happier here than the opening moments of that blitz pass, as Marcus looks to untangle himself here a little bit.
Yeah, Marcus doing a great job, though, of keeping some. It's an interesting thing when you're in lasso. You can't lean back on your heels. You're going to get swept over. So heavy pressure with the left knee.
A little bit of K-guard action here from Isaac. Maybe looking to spin around to the back or shoot a quick triangle, depending on Marcus's reaction here.
Again, the left knee of Marcus really kind of keeping his base intact and keeping Isaac's hips from elevating too far to the other side. But at the same time, doesn't really allow for too much passing action, right? So you get stuck a little bit in this position. You keep your base, but you can't really move forward. Now we see a little bit more of an elevation from the hips of Isaac, so he is getting some traction now.
Of course, everybody knows about Doederlein's absolutely devastating footlock, but here we're chasing the back a little bit.
This will be an interesting position to reset. I think they'll take a really close look at the grips before settling back to the center. Quite a lot of intricacies going on here. We're going to reset here. And we do have a lot of great fights coming up on this mat and also on mat 1. We are going to see Paulo Miao in a couple of matches here. Just saw Joao win his quarterfinal match a couple minutes ago.
All right, the athletes seem happy with the reset. We're about to jump back into the action here. Isaac actually has a little bit different grip. He opted for the collar than the back of the pants, but nonetheless, here we go. Inverting is Isaac Doederlein.
Wow, beautiful transition from Isaac. Had that pant grip and pulled himself right up to the hips. So obviously no hooks in, no attack quite yet, but a beautiful chest to back position. He's maintaining the upper body connection and then going to search for those hooks secondarily. Right hook comes in, chest to back is nice and glued.
Got a penalty from Marcus Phelan awarded for an illegal grip as Isaac starts to climb his way to the back. Just one hook for now, but he's in a great spot with plenty of time left on the clock.
About 6 minutes. A second penalty here. So we have 2 penalties here for Marcus, 1 advantage awarded to Isaac. No back points yet, but a very, very strong position from Isaac here. He has 1 hook in, and he can decide if he wants to opt for the submission. We kind of see him digging for the collars here. And when you go for the choke, he can obviously, force the defense and to be able to open up the hook, put his left hook in, get the points, or, of course, opt just to go straight to the finish.
Isaac showing off the composure of a veteran out there, not rushing anything. He knows he's in a great position to score or finish the fight. And actually, Isaac does have a great finish here where he doesn't even remove his arm from beneath the shoulder or armpit of his opponent. He uses it to crush it and finish the choke. Oh, hunting for that hook, though. Marcus fighting it off for now.
It's the danger of using that left hand to pummel the grip, the foot out, because it can also end up in a straitjacket position where Isaac would use his left leg to trap the arm behind the back, making it a lot easier for it to go for the finish and the choke. Yeah, it's a tough position to be in for Marcus here with his left hand. He uses the left hand to hug the knee to the chest so that Isaac doesn't have space to bring that left hook in. So the space is closed, but it really makes it difficult to protect your neck because your left arm is occupied with your leg. You can't really push your shoulders to the mat and start to escape from the back position. It's a little more of a survival mode. Isaac's right arm is quite deep now at this point, though. I mean, he has his elbow almost under the chin, kind of in line with the chin, which is what we're looking for if you want to do like a rear naked choke in the gi even, or some of the lapel chokes as well. And they can definitely be finished with the chin tuck this way, too. So really, really dangerous here. About 3:30 left. Still no back points on the board, but Isaac is winning by this advantage here from the penalties, and he'll get an advantage for the back if he doesn't get the point, so definitely in a strong position to win this fight. Just under 3 minutes left here, so about 2:30. And a little bit of a survival mode, like we said, for Marcus. So very frustrating position to find yourself in the quarterfinals this morning, because he knows even if he does escape here, he has to have a lot of time. Doesn't have a lot of time to make up those 4 points that we're going to see now.
There's a hook in the tap.
Wow.
Great work from Isaac Doederlein. He has to be happy. 2 submissions so far in his Europeans campaign. He's punched his ticket to the semifinals.
Yeah, beautiful persistence. Really a lot of great patience there, hunting for the hook and hunting for the choke in the end.
Isaac's going to meet William Marquez in the semifinal. William beat Mateus Onda there in a very close match. Strong showing from him, representing ZR Team.